Aloha and welcome.
Back to our channel.
Today we are going to be talking about underrated Disney movies. All right, going our top 5 underrated Disney movies. All right. So number 5 on my list, I have Meet the Robinsons. I just thought that movie was really cool. Like, his son goes back in time to make sure, like, time travel movies are usually very, hard to understand. Like, when you watch Back to the Future, or, I don't know, time travel movies are usually hard to understand. But this one, I felt, I could actually follow along with it pretty decently. And my number one favorite part in the movie is when Lewis finally, in the end, he just looks around the gym and he just sees that, his life is just coming together so perfectly. He can see everybody there, and then the song Little Wonders starts to play, and it just gets me every time, and I'm just like, oh, I love it. So much emotion, and it's a good story. I love it.
Man, I have to say, you made a good argument for Meet the Robinsons being on this list. I'm crying thinking about it now. Oh, it's a pretty good movie. I'll give it that. My number 5 on this list was Treasure Planet. I always thought that when I was younger, I really didn't understand Treasure Planet. But now that I'm older, I'm like, man, I really missed out on a good movie. Like, the visuals are top notch. There's steampunk. There's these cool little, blobs of things that are floating around and best friends, it's such a fun movie and so action packed, something that Disney doesn't do often, or you don't see it often in Disney, but it really was a good action movie, and it was animated. How often does that come up? It was so cool.
Yes, I agree. Moving on to number 4, my number 4 was Robin Hood. And I love that movie because I just, I like Robin Hood because he steals from the rich to give to the poor. And also that movie, the King, what's his name? King Louis, the entire time is just so mean, and it just makes me so sad. He's taking, they barely have anything, and I'm glad that Robin Hood comes up and takes back the money, and he's a good person, and everyone aspires to be him, and they thank him and they love him, and it's just a fun movie. And I rewatched it when I Disney bounded as Sir Hiss from that movie, and it's a good movie. I love it.
Yeah, it's such a good message in that movie. My you doing a spell on me over there? All right. My number 4 is The Rescuers. This is such an old movie. It's practically forgotten about, and that makes me sad because when I was young, this was probably my favorite movie. The crocodiles scared the hell out of me, but the mice were so cute. I can't remember the names for the life of me, but they were so sweet. They found this little girl, Bianca. Yes. Um.
Bianca and Bernard.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. So smart. Jeez. Yeah. They were so cute. They worked so well together. They were just they were ready to fight some crime, if you ask me, and that was so adorable.
All right, moving on to number 3. My number 3 is Brother Bear. I thought that movie was so beautifully done. Kenai, he's so mad that First of all, he gets mad that the fish gets stolen, and then he wants to go out and like seek revenge. And because he does, like, his big brother dies, and now he's like, then he doesn't get like the message. You could just like stop. And he wants to go out there again and like get revenge again because his brother died. And he kills the bear. And we later on figure out that that was Coda's mom. And the scene where Kenai explains that he like killed his mom, like the music in the background and like the visuals, it's just so beautiful, and it's so heartwarming. And how he becomes like his big brother is just so beautiful. I really feel like I need to go watch this movie right now. But okay, that's my number 3.
I totally agree. That was such a good movie when I was younger. And it's got a nice match of comedy and like brotherly love. Like, oh yes. My number 3 is Hercules, which you might think is kind of weird because everyone talks about Hercules, right? Meg, the Muses, Hercules himself. But I'll give you one better. What has Disney done for Hercules in the past, I don't know, 10 years? I don't know how old Hercules is. Is it more than 10 years? Anyway, like, Hercules needs more credit in the Disney universe, okay? They should have something in Disney World for it, something in Disneyland for it. I don't know, make some cool things, I don't know, merch for it or something. I'd buy it. Like, I think Disney is forgetting that so many people love this movie and they're just like, nah.
Hercules came out in 1997.
97. Okay, so it is more than 10 years. Good.
Okay, just had to state that fact. Okay, moving on to number 2. My number 2 is Emperor's New Groove. Now, I think this is a great movie for many reasons. Number one being the villain, Yzma. Yzma is just like one of the funniest characters in that movie, and I just love how crazy and amazing she is. Like, I'll turn him into a flea, a harmless little flea, and then I'll put that flea in a box, and I'll put that flea in another box, and I'll mail that box to myself, and when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer. Like, just so crazy. And then also Kronk is an amazing, like, funny all around character. And, I'm even going, like, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm gonna say that I actually did enjoy the Kronk's New Groove sequel. Because Kronk, he's a good character, and I thought that they did that movie well. I thought Kronk had a good movie. That's just my opinion. You might not like it, but I do. So Emperor's New Groove, and I like also, one last thing that I'm going to say is I like that throughout the movie, like, the Emperor, Cusco, there we go. Cusco sort of like evolves and becomes a more, like, he sees the value of friendship, like, more than just having his own, like, summer house atop the hill. Like, he becomes a better person. All right, that's it.
Oh, I mean, I totally agree. Like, Disney packed such a big message in this one comedic movie. And I totally agree. Kronk's New Groove. Kronk is such a great character. I'm so glad they took advantage of that and made his own little spin-off. He needed that. But anyway, for my number 2, I had Atlantis. I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen any of these movies in a very long time. So I can't quite remember what happens in these movies. Most of them. But Atlantis I remember it being so beautiful. The visuals were gorgeous. And Kida was such a beautiful, like, I can't call her a princess. I'm not sure what she was, but she was a beautiful person. And Milo, he was cool too. It was a really great, like, story, which I can't quite remember, but But overall, I just really liked looking at that movie. And I wish I had seen it more as a child, to be honest. So, I might watch it soon because of this video now.
Yes. Moving on to number 1. I have Treasure Planet as my number 1 because I loved, first of all, I was captured by it like right away because in the beginning I thought it was so cool that little Jim, he had a book that like when you opened it, it was like virtual and like it was kind of almost like a movie. Like it would virtually tell you like the story and all you had to do was like watch it. And I thought, damn, I want a book like that. So already off the bat, that was what hooked me. And the most emotional part that I still love from that movie that will get me every single time is when the song I'm Still Here is playing and he's going through like all the memories with his dad and how his dad left him and he just wanted his dad's attention. And it's still, it's such a good movie. And I really think that it's just really cool. That's why it's my number 1. The story is great. The characters. I might have had a crush on Jim Hawkins, not gonna lie.
I couldn't agree more. It is a very good one, even though it's on my list, but it's at the bottom. I gotta say, it's a good movie. My number 1 is Emperor's New Groove, which we already talked about a little bit, but I mean, what a great movie. And I mean, so colorful, such fun characters. The poison for Cusco's poison. Like, there are so many lines in that movie that I can just say and people will get them, Like, they are memes now, and I love that. And the fact that nothing has been talked about Emperor's New Groove, like, on the daily and in Disney itself, and there's no new merch, and, like, nothing else is happening with it, and, like, it's only memes. Ugh. Like, come on, Disney, get on this. People love it and people forget about it, and we need to get these people who forget about it to come back to Emperor's New Groove and rewatch it a million times because it's so good. Such a good message, such a good story, such good characters, such good visuals. Like, there's nothing else to say. That's why it's my number 1, and that is it.
Okay, so those are our top 5 underrated Disney movies. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.